Hi, I'm Scott Sands. I'm a partner in the private wealth team here at Meissen, here to talk to you about some of the things to think about with regards to structure of a sale. There'll be further videos going into a bit more detail on some of these points. But in general, transactions come in a wide variety of shapes and sizes, and this very much depends on a number of factors, including the sector that the target sits in, i.e. is it very regulatory driven? What are the risks involved in the transaction? The different negotiation powers of the parties. Is the seller in a better position than the buyer? Does the buyer want it more than the seller? But most importantly, how the transaction is being funded. Is it from existing funds? Is it coming from third-party lending? Or is it going to be coming from future value created by profits generated by the target? Some things that need to be considered when we are looking to put the deal together is the timing of exchange and completion. In most transactions, completion will be simultaneous with exchange, i.e. we'll sign the contracts, complete, and the money transfers at that time. However, if there are regulatory matters that need to be considered, or there's some reorganisation or other planning needs to be done between exchange and completion, then we may look to split exchange and completion. Usually there's no deposit paid on exchange unless the parties are looking to seal that early on and carry on that basis. But normally the completion will then be the time when money transfers. In addition to the timing exchange and completion, we need to look at price adjustment mechanisms. There are two main price adjustment mechanisms. First is relation to completion accounts, where effectively we look to value the company based on either its net asset value or it could be a debt-free, cash-free deal. And this means that what happens is shortly following completion, the accountants of the buyer and the seller will produce a set of accounts to measure where the company sits at that time. And then there will be a price adjustment after completion, taking into account that any movement up or down. This is usually seen to be quite buyer-friendly because we get to see what the position is at the time afterwards in the buyer's normally benefits. The alternative to a completion accounts mechanism is a locked box mechanism, whereby we set a date prior to completion, which we set the accounts and the value of the company at, and then we make an adjustment for any period after that. This is normally seller-friendly because we're choosing a time at the seller, during the time when the seller owns the company. In relation to the purchase price, either money, you can get 100% of the purchase price paid on completion, but some of it sometimes can be deferred. And this could be for a number of reasons, such as funding, availability of cash, or there may be some risk in the company that the buyer wants to hold some money back. Things to consider with deferred consideration include, is this going to be left outstanding as a straightforward debt, i.e. payable in 12 months' time or on such other terms? Is security required for that debt? And are there any other conditions until that debt will be paid? Alternatively, sometimes we look at the future profitability of the company and whether that will determine payments out, which is called an earn-out. This is carried out after completion and requires further accounts in order to be prepared. If you like any more information, please feel free to get in touch. Thank you.